Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Relief after a 5-year-old boy with autism is found after going missing during recess. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. Unimaginable relief was felt by a whole community after a 5-year-old boy with autism is found after going missing during recess. Sometimes the news stops us in our tracks. The safest place for a child is within his mother's arms, but we have to let them go and experience the world, like going to school. We safely place our kids into the trust of teachers and hope that they have a great day at school, but sometimes the unthinkable happens. That was the case for a little boy named Jedediah, who wandered away during recess at Stowe Rogues Primary Center in Pennsylvania. What followed was a picture of what happens when a community refuses to give up on one life. Police launched drones into the air, helicopters scanned tree lines, firefighters and canines combed the woods, a river rescue team searched the waters. Detectives, school officials, and volunteers gave their strength to the long day of looking. It was all hands on deck and all eyes, Lieutenant Connor Mullen said, because there was no other way he was getting found. For hours, hearts prayed and hoped. Jedediah's family held on to faith, even in the waiting. The family never lost hope. We never lost hope, School Board President Cameron Culver said, with tears of relief. By evening, a miracle. Drones pinpointed movement, a siren sounded in the woods, and then Jedediah stepped out of a ravine, alive, conscious, and alert. Cameron said later, "We are overjoyed," and the Stowe Rogues School District echoed the same, writing, "We are deeply relieved and grateful to share that the missing student had been found." Friend, this story is more than headlines. It's a reminder every life is precious. Every child carries the image of God, and when one goes missing, the whole flock stops to search until he is safe. Didn't Jesus tell us the same? Suppose one of you had 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? Luke 15:4. On a Tuesday in September, in a small town in Pennsylvania, we saw that parable lived out. A boy named Jedediah was found, a community rejoiced, and heaven surely did too.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
You know, the Bible tells us, "I will bless those who bless you." That's not just a nice sentiment, it's biblical prophecy. And it's a commandment from God, it's a calling, and right now we're called to act. The teachings of the New Testament are deeply intertwined with the Hebrew Scriptures. As Christians, we are called to honor and respect this shared heritage. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 11:18, "Do not consider yourself to be superior to those other branches. If you do, consider this. You do not support the root, but the root supports you." Supporting the people of Israel is more than a belief. It's a biblical mandate. By partnering with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, IFCJ, we can live out this calling together. Just as the fellowship blesses God's children, we know that you will be blessed too. Learn more about the fellowship and how you can live out your faith, bless Israel, and be blessed in return. Visit ifcj.org today. Again, that's ifcj.org. Be the blessing, live the word, answer the call.
Her father died on 9/11 when she was just 3 years old, but FDNY stepped in on her wedding day. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. The bride, Kristin Schnacky, was only 3 years old when her father died on 9/11. Kenneth Marino, 40, of FDNY Rescue 1, was killed during the collapse of the Twin Towers. Kristin was getting married, and although her dad couldn't be there, new and retired firefighters from Rescue 1 stepped in on her special day. In a clip Kristin posted on TikTok, we can see her walking through a lobby in her wedding dress, and out the door, down run steps, where she writes, "My dad couldn't show up to my wedding because he was taken from us on September 11th. So look who did." Then we see a line of 9 firefighters all standing in uniform in front of the fire truck. She then writes, I finally understand why they say it's a brotherhood. I know my dad was smiling down, knowing I was taken care of. Thank you for never forgetting FDNY. As Kristin stands there, tears are in her eyes. Her mom, Katrina, and brother Tyler are also tearing up. The fire truck brought Kristin to the Rockefeller Center's 620 Loft and Garden rooftop venue, where she married her fiancé, Noah. You can see St. Patrick's Cathedral in the background. At the wedding, her poppy, her dad's dad, walked her down the aisle. It was overwhelming, the bride shares in an interview with CBS News. I would stop crying, and then I would look at them, and then I would bawl my eyes out again. The 9 firefighters from Rescue 1 came to honor and stand in for Kristin's father, firefighter Kenneth Marino. He was a firefighter for over 20 years and served at Rescue Company 1 in Hell's Kitchen for over 10 years. He has received 3 citations for going above and beyond the call of duty. He died on 9/11/2001, responding to the North Tower. The bride was only 3.5 years old at the time, and her brother was just 1. They were never able to recover his body, according to Parade. It's hard to tell if I remember him from the stories or if I remember him just memory, Kristin shares. Kristin talks about how she was Daddy's girl and how her mom told her she was his prize. He just loved me so much, she says. She chose to get married in New York City to feel as close to him as she could, and she definitely felt his presence on that day. That was the most special thing in the entire world, she says of the firefighters showing up and escorting her to the wedding. In the comments on her TikTok video, many people are sharing what they knew of her father. From those who researched him as one of the first responders during school, to those who knew him or had a family member who did. What a special moment to share with the world. Best wishes to the newlyweds as they start their lives together, with such a fantastic wedding to begin it all with.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Do you ever hear sayings make their way through the culture and the church that seem nice in theory, but are actually theologically problematic? My name is Shara Donahue, and I'm the host of The Bible Never Said That, a podcast where we examine these popular sayings under the lens of biblical truth. We cover sayings like, God won't give you more than you can handle, time heals all wounds, and follow your heart. We also spend time exploring how people use Bible verses out of context. If you want to grow in discernment and truth, join us and subscribe at lifeaudio.com.